It's not a Volkswagen, it's a Ford. I'm not telling you what I'm doing because I'm not doing it. Definitely not doing whatever it is we're doing right now, because that would be illegal, unconstitutional, a sick birdie. That's what it would be. Power steering cooler is off. We've got to, we're going to go get our machine and evacuate all the Freon from the system so we can capture it and it doesn't go into the air. That's exactly what we're going to do. So when we bring you back, we'll have the AC lines off because we're going to do it properly and fully up to EPA standards, because that's how we roll. So we'll bring you back after we're done with that, because we have a top secret machine that we can't show you yet. Maybe never. I don't know. But you want to make sure you capture all of that Freon, because we don't want to be putting holes in the ozone layer now and adding to Al Gore's global warming or any of that kind of stuff. That would just be bad. Real bad. So we're not going to do that. Definitely not going to do that. Absolutely not going to do that. Okay, we're not going to do it right now. You need a special little tool for getting the transmission cooler lines off at the connectors. We can pull them here and here, which we're going to end up having to do, because I've got all these transmission line, fuel line tools, and none of them are going to work. So I was really hoping to pull this all as one piece, and it's not going to let me do that. So now we're going to take it all off as separate pieces. I think I can leave the trans cooler still attached, but I'm going to pull the trans here and here, pull these lines off because those are standard clamps. The other ones are, well, Ford just messed around with too much stuff and it made it very frustrating. Ugh. So we're going to do it the backyard way, I guess, because I don't have apparently every tool that is ever known to man. Got a lot, but not every single one known to man apparently, and you need the one that I don't have to get to that fitting, because they're they're compression style fitting. So basically you take a tool similar to this, and you put this guy over the line, you jam that down into the fitting, and that would open up some tangs that are inside of there, little prongs, and that would push those prongs back, and then you're able to pop the line off. Simple as that. When you get done, stab the line back on. Very easy. You don't have to mess with hose clamps and potential tearage of hoses or bending the fittings or anything. Well, the way they did theirs, these ones are too deep. Now these are designed for fuel lines, but these are too deep because on their line where it comes off, they put a ridge, and then on the other side with the tools that I do have, they decided to put this big other fitting, and I just don't have that tool. So we're gonna do it this way. Okay, take it off. It's not like it's gonna shoot out, but it's gonna drain out. See? Told you so. All that's gotta go somewhere, and it's gonna go right here. Don't you love how they put that at an angle so that everything can just leak out of everywhere that it doesn't need to leak out of? Now we're pissing out of here and out of there and everywhere. If I wanted to, I can get some air and shoot it in there and really make a mess. Whatever, we're just catching fluids. That's all we're doing over here. Trying to get stuff out of the way so we can pull this whole radiator. We're not far. We're really not far. I think I've just got the lower line and a couple little electrical craps to pull, and I think the rest of this will come out. So once you got all this whole front end off, it's all loose from the radiator anyways. Just gotta lift it out of there, and it's gonna leak fluid everywhere when we do it. But that's why God gave us pressure washers, you know? Exactly why. We have pressure washers so we can clean up our messes. All the juices. It's like a murder scene over here. It's like a scene off of Dexter. It's got evidence everywhere. It's in my shoes. All right. Clutch fan. Let's see here. Normally it'd be righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, so this should be lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Let's see if it'll let me do it. If not, I'm going to have to go get the other tool. Yeah. Nope, I gotta go hold So you gotta get that nut loose. Nut! They make tools for this. They actually make a really cool tool that I've been meaning to get. And it goes on a air impact. And it's got the little hooky doodabs on there. And it just pops it. But sometimes you can get them to break loose. Other times I gotta get another tool and hold the nuts or the bolts that are on the whatchamacallit, and then use this on the doodabbers and dink dink and get it to boop boop, and then it can go. So I'll go get that other tool that'll hold the things on the stuff and see if I can smack this free and get this clutch fan off of here. And it's on there. It's on there good. See if it'll come free or not. I don't know. This might need 4 hands for this. See if the bone hammer. Not sure if that actually got it. Nope. Dang it. See if that comes loose. I think we might have got it that time. Don't know. Oh yeah, we got it. So these are a reverse thread, and this little guy, that kind of holds it. You know, this goes around one of the bolts. I'll show you. Let me get that thing off of there with this itty bitty wrench, by the way. I'm really only 2 foot tall. This is a 9/16. No, it's really not. It's a 48 millimeter. Imagine that. And this is a something Blue Point patent pending tool. It's a hook. If you have a plasma cutter, you could probably make your own if you don't have one of these. But this is handy because it's pretty universal. Because really all you're doing is holding the bolts. And I'll show you what we did. Once we get this guy off of here, reverse thread, should be able to just spin the fan. At least to a certain point. These are reverse thread because as the engine runs, it helps tighten this thing on there more. That's why they're usually super tight. So, this little guy, so you can see what it does, this just simply holds on to one of the bolt heads and then it leans against that other one. So it's pretty universal to other ones. So we had it hooked on to hold that all. And then depending on which way you're going, which way you need to hold. So since we needed to hold it this way, I just held that bolt right there and then rested against that head right there to keep this from spinning. So what I did on this one is I actually just brought it around and I just shoved this out of the way and I just kind of let it rest against the valve cover and then use the old bone hammer to hit that bigger wrench and break that free. And that is how you get the clutch fan off. FYI, is with one of these. Blue Point YA6160. Yeah. 6160. Yeah. Get some. Get you one. Yeah, these are handy. I've used these on a lot of different vehicles, from diesels to little cars to clubbing seals and kittens to whatever you need it for. It's there. It's handy. It's ready. Sounds like there's nothing wrong with that tensioner. I mean, it just... Oh, it's fine. It's got tension, so it's got to be fine. You know what this sounds like? Is one of those old swing sets that you find on those like playgrounds from like the 50s. You know, where you're like, this thing's gonna fall apart at any second. So have fun, kids. Swing high. Haha. And then that swing's just going while the whole thing's just shaking and moving, and you're just like staring at your phone because you know you're sucked into that and you don't care anymore. That's what that sounds like. Watch your kids. They're on a dangerous swing right now and you're just staring at your phone. Anyways, you know, start tearing into this engine a little bit. We gotta get the intake off of this thing so we can get the engine out. And we still have daylight. And that is just really dumb how they did that. Why did you do that? Why does that loop around behind the... That is dumb. Wow. Remind me to put a belt back on this before we put all the other crap on, because that is not going to be fun when the radiator's on. And I think we'll just give the guy a new belt. So that one goes away. And you can kind of see now what we're dealing with this guy. I mean, the inspection hole that was created for the you know, valve cover. You want to make sure the valves are working while the engine's running. So I might put new pulleys on here too, because those shouldn't spin that free. You'd think they would, but I don't know, we might just swap on all of this stuff. Who knows? But now we get to come in here and start unplugging and unhooking and forgetting where everything goes. And then we got to pull this upper intake off, which that'll be fun. And then once that's out, it's all the rest of the crap behind that's got to start coming off. You know, lower radiator hose. And, you know, this isn't a junkyard. We can't just cut the crap. We actually have to disconnect it friendly like. And we're going to do that. Just that. Some of the stuff can come out. That thing is still spinning, and it shouldn't be. Round and round it goes. That means the bearing's bad. So, we'll start pulling stuff out of here. Alternator will probably be the first thing I take out. Unhook everything and get this thing ready to yank. Hopefully, we can get to everything. I really hope so. I really hope so. Because you're supposed to pull the cab on this. We're not doing that. I already told you that, but I'm reminding you. Ha! It's a Ford. Why use the 13 when you have 12s? Why use a 13 when you have 12s? Well, that's a great question for Ford. Freaking Ford! Freaking Ford. I don't know. Can't ever figure these guys out. Where do those bolts come from? Took them out of somewhere. Oh, they came out of here. This bracket. You know, I could put all these in one pile. By the time I'm done and figure out where they go, I just don't like to. Those 16s, 15s, 25s, I don't know anymore with Fords. This is a Volkswagen. We'd have it figured out already. Because you need like 3 tools for a Volkswagen. We'd have the engine swapped in 10 minutes. But it's not a Volkswagen. It's a Ford. It's a big Ford. Big Ford. Coming out. Yep. Look at all this room now. Look, you can actually work on it. No. There are so many wires on this newfangled crap. So many. It's annoying. Just in case you were wondering. It's not fun because one of these goes all the way down there. Hello! It's easier when you could just go and cut them. It's not as easy when you got to actually pull them all off. You know? Because we need safety clips on all these things. I'm afraid they're going to come undone. Says Ford. You guys are enjoying this, aren't you? You can see everything I'm not doing. I promise you, I'm doing it sort of right. Just pulling the wires until they come undone. That's the way to do these things. Just yank and pull. You know? And hope for the best. Cross your fingers and hope for the best. Heater hoses. Oh, heater hosers. Okay, perfect. Now you're just gonna be stuck and you're gonna throw my back out. Because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what Ford stands for. Throw your back out. Because you're gonna be pushing it. You can tell I like Fords. Huge fan. When I owned a mechanic shop, I was a huge fan of Fords, which was simply because they brought me a lot of work. I made a lot of money off. What is all this crap? Why? Somebody did a excellent job on that. Okay, now you're out of the way. Oh! Glorious. We can see something and nothing all at the same time. I have to pull all those out too, don't I? I do. Crap. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. Haha! That could be a problem. Sure, that's fine. Sure, that didn't need to be connected. You guys gonna remember where all this went? I hope so. Because I'm not. Oh, I like seeing rusticles. That's good. That's always nice. I'd say cylinder 1 was having a problem, or whatever cylinder's on that side, because that's how it's supposed to come out. That's how it came out. Issue? Maybe? Not at all? Okay. That's no bueno, as they say south of the border. Wow, 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 wow. Christopher Walken for you. Wow. 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 You ever meet those shallow people? Oh, this is why I use an impact gun. Dang it, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really don't like that. All right, I'm gonna go get my little buzz because I don't like that. That's gonna be fun. Son of a gun. Now a guy's irritated. Because that should not have happened, and that's not gonna be fun to get out of there now. Ay. Crap-a-zolies. Crap-a-zoli loli lolies. We broke one of the bolts. The one right next to it had some rusticles on it. I was afraid of that. And the other one decided to leave the chat. Broke the head right off. Awesome. Just awesome. And those go right down into that. Those heads right there. And they just, well, just not fun. Oh, look at that. Got a little bee there. Look at a stinger still sticking out of his booty hole. Watch out! He used to be scared of bees. I no longer am. I don't know why I was ever scared of bees. I raised them as a kid. And never should have been scared of them. Because they're just friendly little critters. And they're not intending to hurt you. Usually they're just protecting their hive. You don't want to hurt them. In fact, you can pick them up carefully. If you just are friendly to them, they can sense you. They can sense your anger towards them. And or your hatred towards them, and then they sense your fear, and so they attack. Because if you're afraid, well, then they should be afraid. And if you're not afraid, then they don't have anything to be afraid of. Awesome! Awesome sauce. Totally, completely, and fully rusted. It's not what we need. It's really not what we need. I need this intake to be in good shape. So far, it's been great until this. We really need this to come off nice. Haha! Yahtzee. Rust. Where'd this truck come from? Shouldn't have any rust. This is Arizona. I'm not understanding why we have rust. I never understood that. When I find a truck in Arizona with rust on it, or a vehicle, it never makes sense to me. Because we shouldn't have any rust on these things out here. Should be zero rusticles on anything. Or maybe we don't have rust out here. Honestly, this is like one of the dumbest designs. Can't expect anything different from Ford. Perfect. And we gotta get all the way down there for the one at the bottom. You really get tired of these things. This truck has like 9,000 Christmas trees. And it's nice for holding everything together. Man, it sucks when you gotta take it all apart. But wait, there's more. That's why I use impacts. Look at that. See that rust? This is why I use impacts on everything. When you gotta use a wrench, all you're doing is stretching and breaking the damn bolt. When you can get an impact on it, you're making an impact on it, you know? All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all out. And then you have 1 down there, 2, 3, down there, 4. There we go. And there we go. Boy, that valve cover just went away. Something took that thing out. We're gonna find out what here in a little bit. That's the goal here. Freaking birds laughing at me, making fun of me over here. Okay, there's something holding this guy on still. One of them is not completely free. You gotta get them all free, completely. That won't come out. That one free. Okay, looks like it. Okay, what's holding this on? Oh, there's more Christmas trees. Oh, goodness gracious. How many of these dang things you need? Maybe all that's holding this on here. Maybe just that. Okay, that's got nothing holding it. That's not attached to that. That's not attached to that. Oh, this guy's attached. Why didn't you tell me, Drew? Dang it. Sitting here letting me fight over it. You're sitting here staring at it. All you guys are staring at it. Every one of you. None of you told me that I forgot to get that one off. Why? Okay, I give up. I quit. We're not doing this job anymore. Oh. So I have enough room to get this out now? Perfect. I'm gonna take the alternator bracket off too. Probably. So I don't think this will clear that because it goes down the belly of the beast. So one of those jobs you have half your toolbox out. You need this tool to do that thing and that tool to do this thing. All right, now will it clear? Okay, what's hooked up still? What is this? Why did you connect back on? I had you disconnected. You were told to stay home. Everything off? Wonder what went through that valve cover. But man, look at all that room. That gives us some space to work now. I mean, it really does. It gives us some access to some bell housing bolts and should be able to get. I'm not even gonna say it. Oh, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Just kidding. Oh. That's all down to the engine now.
There's your problem.
Well, there's your problem. Yeah, so those had to come out because, well, that's where our bracket sits. To yank this puppy out. Dinner's ready! Alright, so today we have managed to get the other engine ready. We've managed to get this one mostly apart and break very little things. That's always good, except for every little plastic thing. But we're about ready to start doing some serious business. We got a lot further than I thought I'd get today. I don't really need this microphone because you can hear me. We got a lot further than I thought we'd get today. We really did. So I'm pretty proud of Drew and all the hard work that he's done today working on this. But we've gotten pretty far. So for a lot of fiddle farting around this morning and distractions and all that kind of stuff, we got a lot accomplished. So we're tomorrow gonna start tearing a little bit more into this. I'm gonna call it a day. It's getting dark out. It's not dark yet, but I'm at a good stopping point. Sometimes you just gotta say, man, this is a good point to just pump the brakes a little bit and relax. And this is one of those spots. So I may undo a couple more doodads here and there and a couple more things, kind of get this ready to pull a couple things off, and then we're gonna yank the whole thing tomorrow, hopefully. My goal tomorrow is to have this thing yankadoodled and the new one put in. That would be fantastic. I don't know if we'll have it all together, but if it can at least have the new one setting in here under its own weight and the intake set on it, we don't have that much further to go after that. So that's the goal. Get this one yanked, other one in tomorrow, but we appreciate you guys being here today. That's the number one thing, is we appreciate you all, and I don't know where we're gonna end this. So if we end it here, thank you all. Catch us on the next one. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for the subscription. You know, that's that clicking that little thing down there that says subscribe. Right there. Thanks for clicking on that one. Thanks for the likes, thumbs up. Thanks for the comments. I know we don't do everything right, and we like that. It's how we do it. So do it your own way and film it, put it on YouTube like we do. And then we'll make sure we thumbs up and make fun comments on yours too. But we appreciate you guys and everything. Mosquitoes are coming out. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one, which is probably just more of this. Yeah. Yay.